Okay, so you want to learn English, or maybe you just want to step up your vocabulary game. It's hard, I feel you. But guys, it doesn't have to be this impossible mountain to climb. Trust me, learning new words can actually be, dare I say, fun. I'm serious. In this video, I'm going to share 7, count 'em, seriously powerful tips that have helped me and a bunch of other people learn English faster. And the best part, you'll actually remember these words, for real, no more blanking out in conversations. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Flashcards? Emma, seriously? That's so old school. But hear me out, all right? Flashcards can actually be kind of genius, but there's a trick. Don't just write the word and its definition. That's like a recipe for boredom, and who wants that? Instead, add an example sentence, like a really extra dramatic one. For example, let's say you're learning the word exhilarating. Don't just write the definition. Write something like, riding a roller coaster at lightning speed was an exhilarating experience. See, way more memorable, right? It's all about making those connections in your brain. Plus, you can totally personalize the sentences to make them about, your life or whatever. Okay, so this one is a total game changer. We are officially in the 21st century, people, which means there's an app for everything, including learning English. Seriously, there are some amazing apps out there that make learning new words, ridiculously fun. Duolingo, Anki, Memories, these are just a few, but trust me, they're super addictive in the best way possible. They use this thing called spaced repetition, which sounds super complicated, but it's basically just a fancy way of saying that the app will remind you of words right when you're about to forget them. It's actually kind of creepy how well it works. Okay, this one might sound kind of obvious, but seriously, reading is where it's at. Pick up a book, an article, a blog post, anything that sparks your interest. But here's the thing, don't just passively read. Grab a highlighter, a pen, whatever, and go wild. Highlight any words you don't know. Then write them down in a notebook, on your phone, whatever works for you. Seeing new vocabulary in context, in a sentence that's actually saying something interesting, makes it stick way better. Plus, you're learning about something you actually care about, which is always a bonus. Okay, you're not going to believe this, but watching movies and TV shows can actually make you smarter. No, I'm not even kidding. Just make sure you're watching in English with the subtitles on. It's like a sneaky way to absorb new words and phrases without even realizing it. Plus, you get to hear how native speakers actually use the language, which is super valuable. Don't be afraid to pause and rewind though. If you hear a word you don't know, write it down and then try to use it in a sentence yourself. It'll make you sound so fancy, trust me. Chapter 5. Talk the talk, don't be shy. This one might seem a little scary, but trust me, it's the best way to actually make those new words stick. You gotta use them, people, in real life. Find someone to practice with, a friend, a tutor, even your cat, I don't judge. The more you speak and write in English, the more confident you'll become. Plus, it's just way more fun than staring at a textbook, am I right? If you're feeling brave, join a language exchange or find an online community where you can chat with native speakers. It's a little intimidating at first, but so worth it. Chapter 6. Word maps, unleash your inner artist, kind of. Okay, so this one is for all my visual learners out there. If you're like me and you remember things better when you can actually see them, then word maps are about to become your new best friend. Basically, you start with a word like happy, right? Then you draw branches out to synonyms like joyful, cheerful, merry. You get the idea. You can also add antonyms, related words, whatever helps you make those connections. It's like creating a visual representation of the word in your mind, which makes it way easier to recall later on. Plus, it's kind of therapeutic, like adult coloring books, but for your brain. Chapter 7. Theme it up, vocabulary by topic. This tip is all about working smarter, not harder. Instead of just trying to learn random words, focus on vocabulary related to specific themes or topics that you're interested in. If you're really into fashion, learn all the words related to clothing, fabrics, designers, you name it. By grouping words together in a way that makes sense to you, you'll create these mental categories that make them easier to remember. Plus, it's just way more engaging to learn about stuff you actually care about, Otter, you got this. And there you have it, 7 super duper tips to help you expand your English vocabulary faster than you ever thought possible. Remember, learning a language takes time and effort, but it doesn't have to be a drag. Like, seriously, you can totally make it fun. Just find what works for you, be consistent, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Because, hey, we all start somewhere, right? All right, I'm out of here. Go forth and conquer those words.